YouTube, what's happening? It is Friday, May 30th. We're going to start off with the MLB today. We have 15 games on the slate that you see before you. We're going to break these games down, look at the spreadsheet, look at the props, see if we can find some value for each game. Look at the games we took yesterday. A very short slate. The A's got dominated by Toronto. Over 8 Tampa. Houston was nice. They're letting Tampa get hot. And Gore got 7 Ks, so he didn't get any of the ladder for us. That bum. Whatever happens. Don't take ladders. They're bad. I took it because there was like no games yesterday. We wanted something to sweat. And I was a sweat all right until it was like, yeah, if you want the place typed out for every sport I do or access to the spreadsheet, you got to go check out the HQ right there. It's for all sports. There's 5 sports right now. So enough of that. We have all our games. Let's actually jump over to the weather so we can just pop out and see what's happening. We can see in all the games, we got it's windy at Wrigley, not much wind. It's blowing out to the right field though, so it could potentially be a higher scoring game than this one. Phillies got to worry about some rain between Milwaukee. That might be an issue. Same with Baltimore. Toronto, nothing. Same with the Mets. It is a stormy day in the north, Midwest and Northeast. Cleveland has nothing to worry about. Atlanta went out at 12, might help if we get some home runs there. Texas is in a dome. KC has no issues. Houston, Arizona, no issues. Padres, nothing. Mariners, nothing. Doyers out at 9. So we have a few games up here. We got three games that we might have to look at weather. Other than that, maybe some wind in Wrigley and maybe some wind in Atlanta, but that's about it. So enough of that. We can go back over here. We can go to our schedule and we can go ahead and jump to that first game right now. Okay, so you see the first game starts. We have a day game between Cincinnati and Chicago, and then the rest become evening games. So let's go ahead and jump to the first game, which is Cincinnati and Chicago. It's the Cubbies 170 on the money line. 8.5 was our total. We did see the wind is kind of blowing out. It's 11 miles an hour. It's blowing out to right center, not to straight out center, but it could help a little bit. So a little bit of a windy day. 76 degrees, nice. Let's go over and look at the spreadsheet and see what's happening. Put it on the right game, which would be this one. And we see, look at the offenses. Both offenses have been cooking recently. They are terrible at Nerfy, so hell, you could even look at a Yurfie in this game if the pitchers are bad enough. 8-2 with the 4-game streak, 5-5. You can see they're both doing great with the bats. Pitching, Cincinnati's been a little bit left desired. Abbott is going out there for Cincy. You can see he has not given up 3 earned runs in 5 straight games. He ain't done it. He's been pretty good. So we don't have any. We could go under, but not against that Chicago offense in the win. Not a chance. Hits allowed, no. Who are the Cubs sending out there? Oh, they're sending out Colin Ray. Okay, why does he have no props? I don't know. Whatever, but we'll still look. Let's look up to see how good, just how good Abbott has been. Abbott has been pretty nasty last 5 games. Look at those numbers. Whoa, dude has been crushing. All right. Okay, I see you. Colin Ray, there we do have data. Oh my God. Okay, another crew, LA has a 462 with 2 homers and a 1.5 off of Colin Ray. Since the offense looking good. Espinal, yep, has a home run. Lux has a home run. Steer, Benson, they all have home. Look, everybody's got 400 or 500 averages against, man. Okay, we're leaning Cincinnati now. Heavy Cincinnati. Against righties, they do well this season. We go to Chicago, we see how good they do against lefties, and a little bit. And against Abbott, historically, well, we got a lot of high scoring here too. So I think combined with these two plus the wind and the total being 8.5, I think we got to go over 8.5, right? Doesn't that make sense? Because what else would we say? Let's go look at the bats. See, dismiss. I know my dark mode's almost out. It's best view, obviously. So let's set this up for the bats. Let's take a look. Deli home run. Ellie has a running 7 out of 10 as well. You can see Tucker, Shaw, Suzuki. We got some people doing well. So, yeah, I know you've been a monster here recently, but I think you might have one of these, like, these 4-run days. If that's the case, we easily hit the over. Who are these? This was against St. Louis, Atlanta, White Sox. Okay, White Sox, not the best. Cleveland has been kind of rough recently. Chicago, well, you just faced them last time. Your last game you faced them, which was literally 6 days ago. And look what happened. You only gave 1 run, but that was in Cincinnati. Now we're in Chicago, a little bit of wind out here. So your 2 times you faced them, you've done well, but yet they have good averages against you, which is kind of funny. So, all right. I've seen enough. I'm going to trust the offenses here, I believe. I think we're going to go over 8.5 because I think I also lean Cincy plus 1.5. Let's keep it real. I think they might even win the game because they have the better stats. They have Abbott's been pitching better, and Cincy just pops off on Colin Ray historically. So We'll see. I'm going to take over in a half next. Moving on to game 2, we are looking at Milwaukee and Philadelphia. I almost said Pennsylvania. What the hell? Milwaukee and Philadelphia. Currently, it's Philly 135 and 9.5 total. Let's look over here at the spreadsheet. You can see both teams not as nice as the last game, but they're still pretty good. We're top 6 in offense for both teams. Last 10, we see nobody's doing badly. Everybody's above average, even good. So 7-3 with a 4-game streak, 8-2. Premier little matchup we have. Let's see who's pitching today. Goodbye, Abbott. We're done with you. We swap over. This is Outlier, by the way, if you're wondering what this site is. Go check out the link in the pinned comment. You get a free week of it. It's pretty awesome. So, boop, boop. There we go. So, Walker's going out there for Philly. Why am I getting injury news? He's gone over walks 4 out of 5 times. So, Milwaukee, if you want to take a prop, there you go. There, you can't get much better than second in walks at 4.2 in the last 10, can you? I don't think you can. So, we might be taking walks here. So let's take a look at it closer. And who's going out there for the Milwaukee? DL Hall. Who the hell is DL Hall? Come with me on a little journey, shall we? And we got to pop up DL Hall. He has pitched in, because I have no data on him. Let's see, 2025. He has pitched in 1 game. He pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and a strikeout. That's his season so far. And that was literally a Monday he did that. So he didn't start. So this is a bullpen game. That's clearly this is Milwaukee being bullpen stuff. Now, Milwaukee likes to do the shenanigans where they'll have a reliever go out there for 1 inning, and then the starter will come in for like 5 innings, and then they'll have the bullpen again. It's just, I don't get it, but whatever. They know why they do it. I don't know why. I don't care. If you know why, put in the comments, because I don't know why. So I can't figure it out. So anywho, let's go to props. We have Walker, though, and this is Walker walks. Walker walks. It's hard to say. He's averaging the last 5, 2.2 walks. I was hoping he'd be at least 2.5 walks, a little more, inconsistent. But 3.2, 3.2 is not bad. We could hit that. So what's his walk prop? 170 is a little pricey. Let's look at the histories. Walker versus Milwaukee. Nothing really, no data here. Hoskins is not good against him. My God, 0.77, bro. Let's see. Against righties, this is how they are this season. Against lefties, this is how Philly is. And Philly versus DL Hall, nothing. So Milwaukee's potentially doing a bullpen game. Hell, we don't know. Maybe that's why they do it, to kind of confuse people, because you have to list your starter supposedly, but you don't have to list your bullpen. So it's getting around the system. So I don't like this. I don't like Milwaukee pitching shenanigans. So to me, if I took something, it would be the Walker prop. Are there any bats in there that we liked at all? Let's see. Any good bats? Any good bats? Because so far, yeah, there's not much to choose from. Everything's 4 out of 5. You got, Yelich and Castellanos and Turner and Schwarber. If you want to take those, I'm not. I'm just going to pass on this one. Weird things are happening. I get the vibe. Pass. Next. All right, moving on. Game 3 is going to be the White Sox and Baltimore. Currently, we got the O's 210 with a 9 total. Let's look over here at the spreadsheet. We can see the numbers. Look at the White Sox. They're 4-6 last 10, and look at what they're doing. There's not a single red on here. The White Sox. Look at you. Look at you. I'm proud. I'm so proud. You got Baltimore, who is behind them in most categories. That's hilarious. So let's go over here and look at the props. Who's pitching today in this one? So we get rid of Walker. Bring over here White Sox, Orioles, and we currently see a Zach Eflin, who has not been good on our runs, against Sean Burke, who has 0 control apparently. 2.5 walks, he's 100% over that. So we got to look at Eflin earned runs, because, yeah, his earned runs is 1.5 at 80%, but you see the White Sox, they got they're getting 4 runs a game. And then we see Burke walks, and we see Baltimore's 15th. So really don't want to take either of these, but we're looking at them. Burke earned runs. He has been pretty good. I mean, we got the better pitcher in Chicago. We got the better stats in Chicago. Yeah, we got Baltimore at 210. That's just because the name on the chest. That's all that is. Guaranteed. Let's see. Eflin has been rough. This is earned runs. 4-1. He did good as Arizona, but last 5 he's averaging 3.6. Okay. Let's look at your earned runs. Last 5, you've averaged 1.6. You got blew up 1 time by the Cubs, who have just been one of the top offenses all damn season. Texas, Miami, KC, Milwaukee, you shut them down, and you shut them down nicely. 6 innings, averaging 5.1. Pretty good. All right, I've taken White Sox plus 1.5 twice now in the past week. I know the last one, they lost by 2. So I'm tempted to take them again, plus 1.5. Minus 110, absolutely. Let's see what we got. Against Eflin history, there's your stats. Nothing really stands out against righties. That's how the White Sox are this season. Baltimore versus righties. Sean Burke, no history. I see enough. I see Eflin struggling recently. I see Sean Burke not struggling. So that tells me, recently, Burke's pitching better. Cool. Straight up. Nice stuff. We see the bats. I already said it. White Sox are playing better. That's a lean to White Sox. Yeah, it's in Baltimore, but I'm taking the White Sox plus 1.5. I can get it minus 110. Yeah, White Sox plus 1.5 next. All right, moving on. We got the A's and the Blue Jays. And currently it's 164 for Toronto with an 8.5. Let's look over at the sheet and we can see A's have been rough. I mean, they got absolutely dominated yesterday, 12-0. I think, yeah, they're 1-9. We need to leave them alone. Like, just ban them from everything until they start getting at least some wins under their belt, showing some life, because right now they have none. Toronto is just beat up on them yesterday. Who's going out there today? We're done with you. We're done with you. Let's pop over here to you. And bam, we got Springs going up against Cricket Basket. I said Bassett. I said Basket. I meant Bassett. Bassett over 5.5 hits allowed in 4 out of 5. Didn't he just like beast his last? Like, he got roughed up. Yeah, it's yeah, 9 hits allowed to old Tampa. How many earned runs did they give it? 5. Yeah, Chris Bassett's been a little rough. He did get a lot of strikeouts, didn't he? No, he had 2. Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. Let's look at the matchups. Bassett versus A's. Yeah, no. I'm telling you right now what this is going to be. We got a team we're trying to leave alone versus a pitcher I don't want to back. So somebody's going to break. Bo Bichette, 417 and 12 at bats. See, that's something we could take a batter prop on. Like, we could come up here and look at Bo Bichette. Go find him. Let's find him. We'll see what he looks like. How's he doing on the bats? We have one guy above 60%, and he's at 100, and it's John 10 Clace. Where's the H? Yeah, no, this isn't good. This isn't a good game at all. Yeah, you can bet this one if you want to. I'm passing on this one. Next. We're moving on to Angels and Cleveland now. Scroll down, we see Cleveland 138 with that 8 total. Let's look over at our spreadsheet. We can see the numbers. Now they're starting to go downhill a little bit. We're getting a little bad. So now we're at average to even below average for both teams. Yeah, they're both 5-5. You have a 5-game. How do you go from like a 10-game winning streak to a 5-game losing streak? You are the definition of an elevator. All you do is go up and down. That is weird. No consistency at all. So props. Let's see who's going out there. Louis LL Cool J Ortiz is going out there with his non-control, his walks. Soriano, his walks. Can we just do a combined walk prop between both pitchers? Because it might hit. Man, then you see the rest. Everything else is nasty. It's just walks, and hits. Well, let's look over here. Can we do either one? Angels, no. Cleveland, no. We want top 10 if we're going to take a prop against, like, yeah, we wouldn't want one of these teams to be really good at walks if we're going to fade a pitcher on walks. We don't do that here. Nah, not a chance. Not a good matchup. There's nothing. What about hits? Who was it? It was Soriano hits. So we need Cleveland hits, which is 18th. Not good. So we're not looking at a single prop so far. And you look at this, I don't like either one. If anything, Cleveland has an advantage being at home and the fact that they're facing a team on a 5-game streak, a bad streak. So slightly to Cleveland, slightly. Let's look at the pitchers a little closer, shall we? And see what we got over here. We got, that's walks allowed. Okay, let's go matchups. LL versus Angels historically. Oh, Logan got hit a 450 with a home run. Pretty good on a 225. That's not bad. We could look at Logan. Other than that, we got some 0 for 3s. Solera's got a 222, not the best. So not bad team. Not bad, not great. Against righties, they've been pretty decent this season. Or they start off hot, then they got really cold, and they start off hot again, and now they're back to being cold. So they are just rough. Oh, man. Then we got Cleveland against the righties, and we got Soriano versus Cleveland history. And then we see Jose has 3 home runs and 10 at-bats with a 400 with a 1.7. What? Yes, let's go over here and find Jose. Thank you. Angels, Guardians. Jose, and look, there he is right there. 1.5 HRR, doing great stuff. We're going to open that up. That's going to be our play. I'll tell you right now. You have that kind of history, and you have this kind of recency going on. With a 1.5 with only a 145? Yeah, please sign me up. Hell, what's his home run prop today? 550? He hasn't hit a home run in 10 games. He's got 3. Remember, he's got 3 on Soriano in his career in 10 at bats. Just saying. I'm taking Jose over 1.5 HRR next. All right, moving on. We got Colorado and the Mets. Let's see what we got cooking over here. The Mets are 350. What? With a 7.5 total. Come on, guys. Come on. Stop. You're making me laugh. Look at these teams. Look how bad these 2 teams are. This is disgusting. This is atrocious. This is like ER emergency room. We need a medic type of stuff. Look at all the red. Red's not good. So, man, let's go see what we can find who's pitching today. Because right now, no advantage. Nothing. for either team. So let's pop over here. We change this over to Rado and Mets, and we see, oh, it's Kyle Freeland and his hit machine going out there versus David Peterson and his, well, not. Oh, okay, maybe 350 makes sense. Because see, we want hits and earned runs are both good to look at. So Freeland hits, earned runs, and then Peterson walks. So let's come back over here and compare. So we want Mets earned runs. Nope, not taking that. Mets hits. Nope, not taking that. And Peterson walks for Colorado. Nope, for walks. Nope. We don't look at any of those props. Those don't look good. But we'll look at the histories and see if we can pick a side. It better be the Mets. Look at Freeland hits allowed. If the Mets were decent at all for hitting right now, I would take this. But right now, they are just struggling. They're averaging 7.3 hits. They only average 8 on the season. They're not that strong of a hitting team. 7, man, that is not good. Let's go. Now, if the history suggests differently, we could override the stats recently, but it's hard to do. So, Peterson, not so bad versus Rado. My man's got a home run, and that's it. Yeah. Against lefties, you can see how Rado's in the season. Against the Mets, you can see Freeland. This is how the Mets are against lefties, and this is how the Mets are against Freeland. Soto has 2 home runs, but he only has a .179 average. See, this is what I don't want to see. Lindor's 0 for 7. Vientos is 0 for 2. Pete's 1 for 3. Only one is Nimmo, and he's 364 with a home run and a 1.0. That's it. Everybody else is struggling. Taylor's .091. I'm not taking Freeland hits today because, yeah, he might hit this. There's a reason why it's only 5.5 when they see his average is 7.8. They know something. Whoever makes these lines know the numbers, and they're like, yeah, Freeland actually does pretty well against the Mets, but he doesn't do well against everyone else apparently. So I'm going to leave Freeland alone. I'm going to leave this game alone because you can have fun. I'm passing. Next. Moving on to San Fran and Miami. Currently, where's it at? There it is. 170 San Fran on the road with an 8.5 total. Yep. Look at our spreadsheet. We can see Miami is doing way better with the bats recently. San Fran is even worse than the Mets or Colorado, which is kind of hard to do, but they are there. Look how bad they are. 29 out of 30th in 7 categories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a 28th. Come on. What are you doing? What is you doing? This is a heavy Miami lean already. Let's see who's pitching today. If we have anything close to even or even leans Miami, it's Miami play 100%. Plus 1.5 is minus 115. Yeah, absolutely. We see Kyle Harrison and his hit machines going out there with his earned runs going over versus his Quantrill day. Oh, Cal, what are you doing? No, you're not giving me earned runs for Cal. I have to go find them myself. Oh, you bastard. All right, let's go look at Cal because we can't really look at his data for some reason. Weird. So Cal, this season, well, hell, let's go. His season, he's had a 6.9 ERA, and people are going to look at this and be like, oh, Cal's terrible. Then we come down and look at his recent games. He's had 1 earned run. He's had only 1 earned run in 3 of the last 5 outings, 2 of which were against the Dodgers. 1 was the Cubs, 1 was Tampa. We know how hot they are, and the Angels, who are also hot again. So this is just a stretch of bats he went through, and he did fairly well, I would say. He started off the season trash, absolute garbage. We know this, but like he's gotten slightly better. Yeah, look at that. Last 2 games. Yeah, he's only 3 innings, but they're limiting his innings, and it's working. Look at that. They're getting wins. They're getting results. I would say he's doing decent. I wouldn't hate. Let's go to props. Let's go look at Cal. Let's go look at Harrison a little bit closer since we can look at Harrison's. Harrison, earned runs. There's his hits. Ooh, okay, earned runs. Oh my God. He's averaging 3.4 earned runs. Okay, clearly. I would say Cal's better than Kyle Harrison. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there. I'm saying it. Argue if you want to. I would take Cal because he has 3 of the last 5, only 1 earned run. You had 3 of the last 5, more than 2 earned runs. All right, matchup. Quantrill. There's your history, your stats all time against righties. This is San Fran this season. This is Miami versus lefties, and that's Miami versus Kyle Harrison. Nothing. So we have no history really, so we don't have to worry about that. We have statistically, recently, the better pitcher is Quantrill for Miami. Spread-wise, spreadsheet numbers, the bats clearly better from Miami. Miami's also at home, and I can get Miami plus 1.5 at minus 115. Yeah, thanks. I'm taking that. Next. All right, moving on to Boston and Atlanta, which everybody's probably focusing on just because of who that is, the teams. So currently, what are we at? Right there. 160 Atlanta with a 9.5 total. 9.5? Really? That's high. We see the numbers. Atlanta's bats are doing pretty well. Can't really complain. But they are 3-7, which means their pitching has been letting them down. That's all that means. Pitching bad. Boston lost 5 in a row, but they are very mid. So that just makes sense. So let's just come over here and look. Goodbye, Cal. I hope you do well today. I wish you best, buddy. And then we go over here. We got Boston and Braves, and we got Grant Holmes Day, Eastbound and Downs going out there versus Lucas Giolito, who has not much stuff. So let's look at. We can need to look at Giolito closer. Grant Holmes' earned runs has been pretty good. He has not gone over 3 earned runs in 4 of the last 5. He's been pretty lights out. Looks like, yeah, last 5 he's averaging 2. He's averaging 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 1. San Diego offense is terrible. We know that right now. Boston, you just faced them, and look what you did. 2 earned runs. How many hits you give up against Boston? Only 3. Not bad. Let's look at Giolito. Did you face the Braves? You did, and they whooped your ass. 6 earned runs. That ain't good. That ain't good, buddy. That ain't good. You're averaging 3.2. So yeah, this is Braves. Braves got the bats. Braves got the pitching. Clearly. So let's look at the matchups closer. Grant Holmes history. There you go. There's nothing. Yeah, nothing standing out. Righties for Boston. Left righties for Atlanta. Giolito. My God. Kid Olson's line. 10, 700. That's 7 for 10 with 4 homers and a 2.6. Let's keep going. We're gonna laugh at this. Hold on. I got a home run parlay building down here. A home run parlay. Just I'll do it. I'll do it. I got one good. I got one cooking. It's gonna be Ramirez. It's gonna be Olson. Let me just make a little note here. Olson. I'm absolutely adding that one. I want dudes that have history just destroying the pitcher. Like some dudes just love facing certain pitchers. You know how it is. So, and yeah, look at these numbers. My God. Yeah, we're taking the Braves all day. We're all day taking the Braves in this one. But man, let's go to the bats too. Let's go over here and just take a look at the Olson. Where's you at? It's Ozzy. I mean, if Olson was right there, he isn't. He's not even up here. Okay, so we're not going to take Olson for like a HRR prop, but we could throw in home run stuff just because of the history. Where is Olson at on here? How far down we got to go? How far down do we got to go to get Olson? Players. Let's do it this way. That's why I like Outlier. They can let me do it this way. Bang. There he is. Home runs. Let's see, 2 out of 10. Or no, 1 out of 5. So he has hit a home run. His numbers are 300. 320, depends on where you look. This is why you book shops, they have different lines. HRR is 60. You could take that. Over hits, you could take that. There's plenty of things we could do here. But I think the easiest one for me is just going to be straight up Atlanta. I'm going to go Atlanta. I'm going to go Atlanta heavy. I'm going to go Atlanta 1.5. Minus 1.5 on this one. We're going heavy because of pitching and everything. So there you go. Now, all right, moving on. We got St. Louis and Texas is up next. Currently, it's St. Louis slightly favored at 125 with an 8.5 total. Let's look over at the spreadsheet and we see there's the 30s. Texas, what are you doing? You are awful with the bats. That is ridiculously bad. You're at home, which is good. I see why St. Louis is favored. You're 2-8 for a reason. 6-4. Yeah, St. Louis, big lead when it comes to bats because they're above average to even good in some categories. Their averaging looks like around 10, 11 spot. Texas is last behind teams like Colorado and the White Sox and Pittsburgh and Baltimore. And jeez, that is not good. Let's come over here and look who's pitching. Liberatore is going out there for St. Louis, which when you see over 2 earned runs, 0 versus a team like Texas who can't score. Yeah, we're going St. Louis heavy on this one probably, but we also need to see who the other pitcher is. Let's see, it's not Liberatore, it is Jack Leiter. I knew this hard to pull it up. So we have 4.17 season ERA. Let's see what he's done recent games against the White Sox. He got 2 earned runs and 6 hits, which we know the White Sox are pretty average right now with the bats, so that's not bad. 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned against Houston. You're not bad. Well, Seattle, you got roughed up. 8 hits, 6 earned, 3 hits, 4 earned against Boston. So this month you're averaging what, 6.4, 1.32. I don't know what that average is. That's 10, 16 divided by 5, which is 3.1, 3.0, well, 3.2 earned runs in the last 5. I think that's what it comes out to. Liberatore, let's look at you because that dude is looking a lot better. Which are earned runs last 5? 1.4, 2-1, 2-1-1. Yeah, I think St. Louis has the better pitching. St. Louis clearly has the better bats. We're just fading Texas is all it is. Texas is at home, which is the only thing they have going for them. So let's look at the stats. Jack, nothing. Seattle. St. Louis versus righties. There you go. There's your season. Texas versus lefties. There's your season. Liberatore. And you can see he not much stats, nothing to really worry about there. So we are going to, I could take this prop under, which is probably like a 130 line right now. No, it's just straight up under 2.5 is 115. When was the last time you gave up? It's been 8 games since you gave up more than 2.5 runs, and that was the Pittsburgh. This mixed with this is a nice little play. So I can go Liberatore. Oh, hell, I might go 2 plays. Should I? Should I? I'm leaning it. I am a little concerned it's in Texas. That's it. If it was in St. Louis, I'd hammer this bad boy. I would put 2 units on it, probably. But it's on the road, so I'm a little concerned. Let's see. And the fact that the odds makers, they know what's going on, but why it's a line like this? If anything, I might go back to St. Louis again because St. Louis could win this game 2-0 very easily. Hell, let's go match details. Let's see what we can find. We might go a first 5 just to literally fade pitching and hitting and everything. First 5 run line. St. Louis, can I get -0.5 for like some good juice? -0.5 for plus. They got to be winning 1-0 or more better. That's it. They cannot be tied and they cannot be losing. Give me St. Louis first 5 for plus 114. I like that. That's some good juice. We'll take that one next. All right, I think we're doing good. We're picking some good plays. We're putting some good value out there. Let's see what we got next. Detroit, Kansas City's up next. Where'd they go? They're down here, aren't they? There it is. 118 Detroit on the road with an 8.5 total. Spreadsheet. We can see who's popping, who's not. Both teams are struggling to score recently, which is why they're both 6-4, 5-5. Detroit's bats are struggling. Their pitching is clearly keeping them in games, so they're winning low-scoring games, which is what you need to do. So we'll see who's pitching today. Today it is Casey Mize versus Seth Lugo. Mize strikeouts over 3.5 is hit 4 out of 5, 7 out of 10. Lugo strikeouts 4 out of 5. So both pitchers are not really strong strikeout pitchers, but they're doing well. We pop over to the spreadsheet. We see Detroit third worst team in strikeouts in the last 10 at 9.9. They struck out a bunch this season. So we could be looking at Lugo 4.5 strikeouts. Now I wouldn't look at Mize. I mean, you could if you want to, but KC is not really a strikeout team. They're higher. They average around the 6s. So yeah, Detroit averages, they're at 9.9 right now. Whoa. So let's open up Lugo strikeouts. Let's take a little peek ski at it, shall we? And we see it's an EV play, which is nice. Last 10, he's averaging 4.4, and he faced Detroit already a few games ago. Look at that. He had 5. Not bad. We could take that. Last 5, he's averaging 5.2. All we need is 5. We can get 5. And it's even money. And he has a nice advantage because Detroit's swinging and missing so damn much. So we could take that play. Lugo, historically versus Detroit. We got some home runs. We got 4 out there. We don't have McKinstry has a 364 average. Bias is a 308. No one else is really doing it. 0 for 10 for Green. 182 for Carpenter. Look at these. 0 for 3, 200, 0 for 6. So he does good against most of the dudes. Against righties, that's Detroit versus righties. KC versus righties. And then KC versus Mize. KC versus KC. And KC owns KC. Literally. 500, 455 for Bobby. Booby. 1.4 the home run and 4 ribs. 508 at bats. 429 and 28 at bats for old Perez. Damn. Okay. Yeah, not only do I lean KC money line. Hold on, let me make a tab for a money line parlay going down here because I have opinions today on that. We're gonna make sure I put KC in there because I'm gonna tell you right now, KC will go into it. I'm pretty sure Atlanta will go into it. Yes, Atlanta, I know. There's a couple options in there. So what would I say? St. Louis. I just diverted what I was doing. Chicago. I'm not putting the White Sox in there. Miami. Yeah, we have a few options. We absolutely could put them in there. So we got 4 teams on moneyline parlay already too. It's a Friday, baby. We having fun. So yeah, not only I'm leaning Lugo strikeouts, I'm leaning KC. I'm leaning KC heavy. Like I might take KC just straight at 1.5. What's KC 1.5? I can't even get 1.5. I have to go straight. I can get KC money on that plus 105. Nice. You know what? They're better at bats. Lugo's better. The bats are awesome against Detroit. Why wouldn't I? We'll come over here and take a look at the bats. Let's take a little peek at them, see how they're doing. Wrong game. This game. Matt Olson does not play for them. And Detroit, we got some KC, little mixed bag here. Not bad. Not bad. But this is the main thing. Swap those over. Yeah. KC, the team, should dominate Mize. Because look at that history. That is nice. The other side's not. So yeah, we're going KC big. We're going to follow me. Follow me in my thinking. We're going first 5 again, I think. I think we're going to go first 5. I'm liking these first 5 half lines. They're nice. So we're going to go game line to first 5. First 5 run line, we're going to find Kansas City on the right, and we want minus half plus 130. I think they should easily be up at least 1 run in the first 5. If they're not, they're struggling. And that means the pitcher's doing a great job for Detroit. And I don't think he will. So give me KC, back to it, KC minus 0.5, which means they got to be winning by 1 run or more at the top of the 6th. That's all it means. So KC have first 5. We're going to take that. KC will most likely go into the money line parlay that I just created at the end. So we'll have that next. All right, moving on, we're going to Tampa and Houston. Currently, scrolling down here, we have Houston 164 with a 7.5. Look at the spreadsheet, we see that Tampa's hot, 8-2. Look at the bats doing good. Houston also pretty warm, 6-4. Bats doing pretty decent as well. Second in hits, 6 in runs. Second in runs, 11 in hits. Both good RBIs, strikeouts, both are good. Yeah, this should be a nice little offensive game if the pitchers allow it. Let's go to the props. Who is pitching in this one? Currently is going to be Rays Astros. Valdez versus Pepio. Valdez strikeouts over 80%, 4 out of 5. Everything else, don't care. So Valdez strikeouts, do we care about that? Tampa, we just saw, is 4th in strikeouts, which is odd for them because they're usually in the 9s and 8s, but they're 7th. They're doing good. We don't want to touch that. So Tampa's being a little more disciplined at the plate, shall we say? Yes, they are. Bats are equal. Let's look at the earned runs and everything. Let's see if they are standing out at all. I don't think they are, though. Earned runs last 5, you're averaging 1.8. And earned runs last 5 for Valdez is 2. So they're, Pepio's at 1.8, Valdez is 2. Nothing stands out. So again, nothing here. Let's go look at the matchups. We have Valdez history versus Tampa, and we do have some success. We have a 600 for Diaz. We got 429 for Caballero, 500 for him. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that name. Thais? I don't know. I'm going to butcher it. Don't care. No home runs. Well, lies. Morel has 1 home run, but that's all he has. 1 hit is a home run. Against lefties, you see how Tampa does this season. Houston, this is righties this season, you can see. And then Pepio history, we have 500, 667, 67, a lot less than 5 at-bats for most of these guys. Walker has 10 at-bats, but 200 with a home run. That ain't good. Even if you got a home run, still ain't good. So nothing is really standing out in this game. So the smart thing we're going to do here is just leave it alone and move on to the next one. All right, now we're moving to Arizona hosting Washington. And it is right here. We have Arizona 210, 8.5 was our total. Let's look at our spreadsheet. We see Washington better with the bats than Arizona. Arizona's 20th in runs versus 3. We have 16 versus 11. We have 20 versus 3. Yeah, Arizona's that's why they're 3-7. Their bats are not helping out. Their pitching's trying everything they can, but 7-3. Bats are doing good. Pitching's doing good. Washington knows what's up. Good deal. So we have a lean Washington. Let's go over here and look at who's pitching. We'll determine what we're doing here. So boop boop, and we got Diamondbacks. We have Jake Irvin going out there for Washington and Merrill Kelly going out there for Arizona. Kelly strikeouts over 4.5 is hit 4 out of 5 times. Washington strikeouts, we just saw, they're 5th at 7.1 last 10. We don't want to touch that. Not good at all. And then Irvin's walks for Washington. Arizona's 25th in walks, which means they are not getting many walks. So yeah, we don't want to take it over there. And then Merrill Kelly under walks, which means 1.5. He's only gone just over 1 time. We want somebody like Washington who's terrible at walks, which is 23rd. We could potentially take that one. Good. But so far, I kind of want to just look at their earned runs and see if anybody stands out that way. Both earned runs, pop them both up. Irvin earned runs last 5. He is averaging how many? 2.6. He had 6.2320 against San Fran, but we know how bad San Fran's offense is right now, so it's not really a surprise. Kelly last 5, 1.8 average, 1.310, and then St. Louis got him for 4, but we saw St. Louis's bats are pretty decent right now. So matchup history: Merrill Kelly historically. Jay Bell has 2 home runs, 8 at-bats with a 500 average. Garcia, 1 home run and 3 at-bats. 833 for Rosario. Was that 5 for 6? That's impressive. Other than that, nothing else. Washington versus righties. There you go. Arizona versus righties. There you go. And then Irvin versus Arizona. Historically, Corbin has a 444, 9 at-bats with 2 home runs. That's a potential. It is Corbin Carroll. I mean, dude's one of the best players in the whole damn league, obviously. So Perdomo has a 429. Marte has a 444. 506. Yeah, let's go look at let's go find Corbin Carroll. That's always a fun one to bet on because he's pretty good at his job. He does his job very nicely. So let's see. That's I want bats. Thank you. Give me the bats. Corbin, are you showing up here? Corbin. I hate it. I do it this way. Oh, Corbin Carroll been struggling. Of course, they got him 2.5 HR. That is just inflated. Let's look and see how he's actually doing. That's a lot of red, though. Ooh, that is. Ooh, that's not good. Even if it was 1.5, it would still be rough. It would only be 4 out of 10. Okay, we'll leave Corbin alone. I mean, if there's somebody he's going to do good against, it would be him. I mean, Corbin has 2 home runs and 9 at bats. Go to 1.9. You know, I got a little list going. I might put Carroll on the list. That Olsen, Jose Ramirez, I'm gonna put him on my little home run parlay list I got going. That might do me a little fun little home run parlay tonight, just for fun. You know, put a few bucks on it, like $5-10, just see what happens. You never know, just a few dollars. It's just yeah. So, yeah. So Arizona's clearly doing better. Jagerman's at 2.6. So we have, well, actually, Merrikelly's doing better here. So Washington's better with the bats. Arizona's better with the pitching. It's at Arizona. Nothing stands out. We're going to pass. Next. Now we're moving on to one that I'm surprised to see. Talk about a team flipping the switch. Pittsburgh and San Diego. Pittsburgh is, no, I'm sorry. San Diego is 190. What? Why? Why are they 190? 7.5. This is why. I see this and I'm like, what? What? Pittsburgh, thank you. I don't care who. Look, they figured out how to bat. They figured it out. They haven't done all season. They're 6-4, 1-2. They gave Paul Skeens run support. Amazing. San Diego is still bad. They're getting a little bit better, but they're still bad. They were 30th for a while this week. They're slowly climbing up the line. But Pittsburgh cooking. I gotta trust Pittsburgh so far. Let's look at the pitchers. Mitch Keller versus Pavetta. Keller strikeouts 4 out of 5. San Diego is 9th in strikeouts in the last 10. This is why I like last 10, because this was literally 23rd like 3 days ago. Now you can see that it drops off. They got way better. That's why I like my rolling 10-game average. Good stuff. Let's see, props wise, and we went a lot of, let's see, we got Keller walks, so he's been striking out and not walking. That's what you want to see from a pitcher, but we're not going to touch those, sadly. If it was anyone else, we could. Let's look at earned runs for both teams, just so we can see what these 1.5 for Pavetta, 2.5 for Keller. That tells you a little something too. Keller, last 5 earned runs, averaging 2.2, gotten better. Look at that. Look at that, good stuff. And then last 5 for Pavetta, a little over the place. Both ones. Oh, this could, if Pittsburgh was normal, this would be a nerfy, but both of these dudes have been cooking last. Seattle, Atlanta, Cincy, Milwaukee, both pretty decent, not bad. Let's look at the matchups. Pavetta, that's nasty. Look at that. 2-11, 19 at bats. 0 for 3, 0 for 2, 0 for 4, 0 for 5, 182 and 11 at bats. 0 for 3. Pittsburgh versus righties. San Diego versus righties. San Diego versus Mitch Keller. We have some success. Okay. What do we have? 0 for 5, 0 for 4, 417 for old Louis here. 283, 500. No. San Diego has a little bit more historical success, but they have recency. They don't have success. Pittsburgh has the success recently, so those two, the batting cancels out versus the pitching. It's just cool to see Pittsburgh not sucking. I'm just gonna say what it is. That's what it is. So I'm not going to take this. I'm going to pass. No. All right, moving on to Minnesota and Seattle, which is down here for some reason. We have to go Seattle 135 with that 7 total. Okay, I see you. I see why. The bats are just terrible. Both teams are struggling. They're combining for 6.5 combined. They're combining for less than 15 hits, or right at 15 hits. Yeah, not good at all for both teams. Let's go look at who's pitching today. We got some studs going out there today. We have to. Who's pitching today in this one? We got Zebby going up against Brian. Whoa! And we got Zebby 4.5 hits allowed has been over, and his earned runs. We bet, we faded Zebby last time out. I know we did because he gave it like 5 earned runs, right? No, it was hits. Sorry, hits. Yeah. We took his hits last time because he had a nice little streak of hits, and the team he faced, which was KC. Yeah, KC was doing good with hits, so that made sense. Woo historically versus Minnesota. There you go. Not much data. Righties for Minnesota. There you go. Seattle versus righties. There you go. And Zebby versus Seattle. No data. So we have nothing here. Zebby is averaging in the last 5 4.8 hits, which isn't bad. And how many earned runs? 2.8. Not the best. Let's look over here and look at Brian Woo. Either team, Seattle's 23rd in strikeouts. We tried that yesterday with Washington and Gore, and that didn't work. So he got 7 as high as he got. We tried the ladder. The ladder approach did not work. Woo was all over the place. Woo was literally inconsistent. Look at this. He has 0, 5, 0, 1, 2. Like the A's got you for 5. What? I don't know. No, I don't like either of those. Both bats are struggling. You can see that. Both pitchers are kind of all over the place. Well, Zebu's like, just, I don't like it. There's nothing standing out for us. Like, you seen the other plays we taken today? They were just like, yeah, those are good plays. There's nothing in this one. Move on. Next. All right, moving on to the last game is going to be Yankees Dodgers. Obviously, the premier matchup of the weekend. Clearly, we have 130 Yankees. 9 is our total. Little rematch World Series style. Let's pop over to the spreadsheet. Look at the numbers. Maybe. This isn't good, but maybe 9-1, 1-5, 5-5, lost 1. At least they're at home. That's good. Clearly, we're leaning the Yankees so far. Let's go look at who's pitching in this one. Pitchers matter. Here we go. Boop, boop. Oh, Max Fried Fried Chicken going out there versus Tony Gonsolin. Max Fried Fried has been doing good. Yeah, look at those numbers. And then we got strikeouts versus the Dodgers, which Dodgers are 19th in strikeouts at 8.4. It's only 4.5 strikeouts. I think we might take that. That's not bad. And then his hits, we took his over 5.5. He got 6 last time. He said that 0-1 to a 20. Man, you got me. He's not giving up 3 earned runs either. So hopefully hopefully keeps up. Yeah, look at this. Now, only thing I'm expecting here is the fact that they might think he might get roughed up by the Dodgers. That's the only thing I can think the odds makers are thinking. What else would they think? His line's low on strikeouts. The last 5, he's averaging 6.8. You're telling me he just has to get 5? What? Okay, let's look at the histories. Let's do Gonsolin first. Nothing. Let's see. Grisham has a home run. Judge has a home run, 2 at-bats. Nothing really there. Righties, that's New York versus righties. Dodgers versus righties. Dodgers versus Fried. And we could see Muncy has a home run, 391 for Rojas. Enrique Hernandez is 1 for 10. Freeman's 154. Betts is 056. Smith is 071. What? Yeah, no. Max should have him just a normal Max day. Max is pitching like damn Cy Young this season, so not a chance. We're not fading Max. We're trusting Max. So, do I want to trust his strikeouts, or do I want to trust his earned runs, or? Because I think this is going to be a first 5 play because I don't want to. I'm sorry. I know some of you are Yankee fans. I get it, but your bullpen is not good. You know this. Him is him. Himothy. This is his last 10 games. Look at Himothy out here. Look at disgusting 0.8 last 10 average. Last 5, 1. Yeah. Now there will be a game he gives today might be a day he gives a 3 earned run. So I'm gonna trust strikeouts. That looks better, right? That looks a lot better. So we're gonna take max strikeouts here. I don't really want to mess with anything else, to be honest. FRED over 4.5 Ks. I think he gets that nicely. I think I want to put them in the money line parlay too. I think I do. I know I just said I don't trust the bullpen, but it's the damn Dodgers too. It's like, man, we know the Dodgers have that offense potential. They have the potential to pop. Like these 2 teams have all the talent. So let's leave New York out of the money line parlay. How about that? Let's just go 4 games. Let's be smart. So that's it. We're done with this. So let me go back to the spreadsheet right here. Let me show you the games I'm taking. We're going to roll through them real quick. So Cubs, I'm just doing money line parlay now, so we're not adding this one. I don't know who's going to win that one. Philly was a pass pure. I didn't want to mess with that because of pitching shenanigans from Milwaukee. This one, I lean Chicago plus 1.5 all day. See Cleveland. I got Jose going in a home run thing. Sorry, nothing else in that one. I mean, if you want to put New York Mets in something, by all means, I'm not pass all damn day on that. Miami is going to go in the money line parlay. Even I have it plus in the actual straight bet, but for the parlay, I will put them money line in there. Atlanta, same situation. They're doing great. They're at home. That's 2 home teams. I love that. Texas, St. Louis. I have St. Louis, but Texas. Look how bad Texas is. Show me you're good. If you win the game, I'll applaud you. Good job. KC, Detroit. I also have 4 straight. Those are my 4. Those are all going into the money line parlay. Houston, Tampa Bay, we left alone. Arizona and Washington, San Diego, Pitt. All those would be left alone. Seattle, Minnesota. And then I lean the Yankees, but I'm just going to take strikeouts for max, and that's it. So that's a 4-game money line parlay. And also the 3 that stood out for home runs, Jose, Matt Olson, and Corbin. Corbin a little rough right now, but Corbin got that history. They all got that history. So we're going to go for those. So that's it. Let's go back to the schedule. We can come back up here. Tomorrow is Saturday. I will be back tomorrow. Drop a like, subscribe, check out the HQ if you want the plays typed out in a nice list, or if you want access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research. So let me know in the comments what you're playing, and I will see you tomorrow on Saturday for some more MLB. Peace.